Here we are. Craig Lakin versus Mick. Join with me and Mike King, Dave Fernandez and Mike King.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic game this is in prospect. I think Craig is one of the few players in this tournament that won't be intimidated at all by Mick and who he is. He won't give, well, I can't say the swear word, but he won't care.
Yeah, he won't give a damn.
But it's, yeah, very interesting game, this one.
I think with Shane in the last, he played Shane in the last round, Craig, and he was miles down, 4-0 down, was he? 5-1
4-0 and 5-1, yeah.
He managed to come over the line with a break dish and a decider.
Yeah.
So
what I would say is this table is probably the quickest table in the club from what I've seen so far. So it will be whoever settles into this quickest gets control of the cue ball.
And Craig's won the leg and straight race to 11. See what happens. What do you think of this new shark rack, Mike?
At the minute, I'm very split on it because although they break beautifully, if you struggle to pot a ball, you've lost the frame, it feels like at the moment.
Definitely.
Same as obviously what's happened to yourself. I mean, the last match I've just played in the loser's side, I've made one ball off one break and then lost the frame from giving away the foul.
Don't have to do a lot wrong, do you?
No. Obviously, Mick ball in hand, even though there looks like problems, you just feel like he'll clear up anyway.
Yeah, I think he's going to be looking at yellows here. He's only got one to disturb.
Probably pot the yellow into the middle and stun over to the yellow and red, split them straight away.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll probably be his choicest shot.
He's got a yellow next to it as well, can't he? So we can always go into it off that one.
I'm not going to try and call Mick shots because he's so good. I don't want to embarrass myself. I'd rather
very true.
sit here and chat about crap if that's okay.
And if there's a tactical frame, we'll both just shut up for a bit. Here we go. Mick looked in fine form early in the competition, didn't he? So
yeah, I suffered that first hand, unfortunately, mate.
Yeah, we've also got the scores next to us as well, so if anyone needs any updates, we can always just let people know.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, please please comment on the chat.
Yeah, Mr. Basu says a hell of a lot online.
Oh, he's another Adam Davis, is he? He doesn't say a lot in person, but as soon as he's behind a keyboard, he's got a few words to say.
Again, he's played for his bad ball
he's absolutely
straight away. He's
perfect immediately.
Played it very well.
Hi, John Bevin, 1987. The commentators are Mike King and Dave Fernandez.
So hopefully we'll do you justice. What's your predictions on the game? Come on, don't sit on the fence.
I'm not going to sit on the fence.
I
fancy Mick to win the tournament. Having played him first hand yesterday, I don't see him losing twice this weekend.
True. Well, you literally just sat there and watched him for about 8 frames in a row, didn't you?
I did. I felt good, and then all of a sudden you sat in your chair for 5-6 frames on the trot.
8 in a row? 7?
He won 9 in a row. I was 5-2 up, and I had 2 more chances after that for the rest of the match.
Crazy. Like you say with the shark rack, when they split, if you don't get one, you're in trouble. So here we are. He's just got to play one good little positional shot here. Just go back from yellow in the middle, unless it goes in the opposite middle anyway.
It felt like playing him that the moment he made a ball, he'd win the frame. That's how bad it was.
But you're not a 5-time.
Yeah,
5-time world champion.
5-time world champion now. Yeah.
You don't get lucky doing it at once, let alone 5 times. He was telling me a story the other week at the World, saying that the guy that looked after him when he was a young lad and sponsored him and took him under his wing, he said to him, like, don't talk to me and you'll never be successful until you win the world title 5 times. So he's kind of proved the guy wrong.
That's
now,
not too bad, is it?
Nice, but
to go along with the big guns and the one he won in Scotland twice on the trot.
Yeah.
What was the Summit Challenge up in Scotland?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
£1,000 a man. And then, yeah, he's best I've seen now. I know everyone gives me a bit of stick on Facebook because when I've put a post up, when I've lost to Phil Harrison in the quarters of the world, I always put he's the best player I'd ever played because at that time I'd never played Mick or I'd never played Darren or I'd never played Potsy. But obviously having seen what I've seen yesterday, Mick is so dominant and so
makes it look so easy.
So easy. The way he is, it's just
fantastic.
It's ridiculous.
Just picks them off, doesn't he?
Never looks like missing.
Kangaroo's got the pace of the table straight away, which is.
I don't think the table looks that quick when he's playing, does it?
No, cue ball control's fantastic. Doesn't need to be close to the balls either, the way he pots. So that's 1-0 to Mick. Good start.
It's pretty much the worst case scenario start for Craig because Mick's break is so good.
Yeah,
it feels a bit like a tennis match when you play against him. That if he breaks you, breaks your break. It's a bit like breaking serve, and You don't expect to get a chance, do you, when he's breaking?
No, if he makes a ball, you're treading the worst, aren't you, straight away? It's just him getting on a set of balls, really, because even if he doesn't fancy the finish. I'll shout some scores out while we're here. Ben Rowland is 1-0 down to Liam Dunster. Ryan Pisani is 1-0 down to Gaz Royds. What other big games do we have here? Jason Shaw against Carl Sutton has just started. Sean Chipperfield, Steve Dempsey, 1-1. And Phil Harrison and Chris Mellins on the other stream table if anyone wants to watch that. I don't think the commentary would be as entertaining.
Not a chance.
So we are, Mick. We'll see his break now.
I think, well, he's going to lose the white here in probably the unluckiest way to not really have a great chance. But the thing he does so well is he controls the cue ball off the break. He never stuns straight off.
Straight back to the centre of the back
You know,
rail.
some of us stunning off or we screw straighten off. He never does it. He hits the middle of that back rail every single time he breaks.
Definitely. And he's not potted a red, so he's going to have to find one. But I think he's
Play the long
plant,
plant when he first shot, I'd imagine.
And he's still got control of the table. That's what's a bit. It's what we were saying before. Even if he doesn't, if he gets a ball, even if the finish isn't on, which he can make 90% of the time anyway.
Yeah.
When he's in control, you're kind of under it anyway.
So he's nominated reds. And he's cutting the one in the middle first, then, by the looks of it.
Yeah, our angle's a bit different. Yeah, so
Okay, that plan.
forgive us where we're sitting. We can't really see the table properly.
And
so
also, we don't have his brain, so we can't call his shots as well. So is he probably playing the one cushion, cannon into the yellow now?
Just play a bit of top
Looks
left.
like what he's eyeing up.
Just a bit of top left and just
Top
try.
left,
Here's the
yeah.
yellow full in the faces. Could easily run out another rack here. He's played it perfectly.
I'm actually getting a bit bored of watching him, to be honest.
There's not really much you can say. It's hard to commentate on such a great player. He's
I must admit, I mean, I know I haven't been in pool a long time, and I'd heard how good he was, but I hadn't had the pleasure of seeing him play a lot because he'd stopped playing, hasn't he? And he's played a lot of Chinese 8-ball and stuff.
yes.
But the last 2 years, watching him at the Worlds, where I've seen him live for the first time, it's hard to put into words how good he is when you watch him, isn't it?
100%. I will try to speak a bit louder. Just turn my microphone up a little bit, so hopefully it's a bit loud and clear. Cheers, Callum. So you fancy him for the competition?
What I was saying before, I knew I had him first round, so I knew it was a tough ask anyway. But in the 2 or 3 years I've been involved in pool, he's won the world title twice, the big guns twice, and I'd only known him lose one match up until this year, which was Josh Kane in the Masters last year, who went on to win it. So when you put it into perspective, that's 6 comps, and I've known him lose once. We need him to lose twice this weekend to not win this.
Yeah, I think with the Calcutta thing as well, it's become a very, very big thing now,
Yeah.
isn't it? And you don't realise, unless you're here watching him, that for him to lose twice, have 2 lights up to the quarterfinals,
Yeah.
he's a massive, massive
I mean,
favourite, isn't he?
I've been very impressed. I've seen Melling play this weekend. I was very impressed watching him. He was outstanding yesterday. But obviously, I'm impressed every time I see Cousins play, but he's lost already and he's into the loser's side.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean,
and the last event winner, Scott Gillespie,
And
wasn't
obviously,
it?
for unforeseen circumstances, Darren Appleton had to leave the event, which
Yeah.
is obviously another player that potentially can beat Mick.
Well, yeah, we had a beautiful mouth-watering match between them, didn't we? Chris
Yeah.
Mellin and
Yeah,
Darren
obviously-
Appleton, but obviously for
Darren had to go, which
best wishes to
unfortunately
him
best
and
wishes to him and his family, obviously.
I hope everything's okay.
But obviously, it's starting to already. I mean, we were looking just before this game. Jokes aside, we're looking at it and we're looking at the draw and we're thinking, well, Mick at 7-2 looked really good value now when you were looking at the draw and how he's playing. And
Well, I've not seen him miss much the whole event.
No.
I mean, I watched a bit of it with you, and obviously playing against you, and when he's just reeling off 4, 5, 6, and all you're doing is sitting there dry breaking and just tapping your cue, saying, "Good shot, mate. Good
Yeah.
shot, mate. Good shot,
Yeah.
mate." It's hard work.
and it literally almost doesn't really matter where the ball's finished. He seems to be able to just finish them anyway.
But that's the thing. He's got the tactical mind as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Which makes him
Yeah.
dangerous because he won't just chase a finish.
I had a brief chat with him, and it comes across that when he approaches the table, if he doesn't think he's definitely going to get them, his first shot is to play something clever and make a frame.
Make something happen.
And then, obviously, after that, if they go and he thinks he's going to get them 60-70% of the time, he goes and he gets them, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't really take a lot of risks. You're fine with him. He's either
And
going.
the other thing I've noticed with Mick is he doesn't leave many shots to chance. He doesn't play gambling cannons or guess shots. It's all precise. If a ball's on a rail, get on it down the rail.
Yep.
And it's
none of these cannons and coming off.
It's one of those things that it's unfortunate when you're sat there watching it live. A bit like people experience when they play Ronnie at snooker. I think it's when you're playing him live, you don't want him to be doing it to you, but you appreciate what you're watching, don't you?
Well, again, we're looking here, and Craig's literally he's gone in off the first break, but
and if that plan is quite straightforward, then you think that's 3-0, don't you?
Well, he's not. Yeah, Craig's done nothing wrong. I think Greg's the sort of player that he's a legend killer, isn't he? He really doesn't care who he plays. No. He knows that his ability is second to none, and he can beat anyone on his day.
Yeah, and when he flows, and the beauty of Greg is he can rattle off 3-4 frames in 10 minutes and swing a match in any favour.
Well, he won his first round. He beat the Moroccan guy, Barada? I think 11-1 in 40 odd minutes. It was crazy to watch.
But even the way he swung his match yesterday with Shane Thompson, he was under pressure at 4-0 and 4-1. I know Shane missed a black that you'd expect him to get, but it was so quick how he turned the match around.
No fear.
So he's playing the cannon pot here, just flicking red, not on.
That's an error on his
yeah,
ability.
I'm not sure that. I wouldn't have thought that's what he meant to do, but I won't question it for now.
But this is crazy. Gonna try and cut this back
very quickly down. And he's not got the bag, so he needs a result here.
I think he's got the result. I think he's not put his hand up, so I'm not sure if he can get to the one in the middle.
It's tough from this camp. The position we're sat in, we don't have a fantastic view really of the table, unfortunately.
No. I don't know why none of them have moved the sharp rack out the way now, because the ball's just travelling across it, so I don't know about that.
So he's looking at that red down there. What could he possibly be looking at?
I don't know. I don't think he can get to it. I think he may have to play
Is he
double.
Looking at the double off the red he's closest to and stunning down to knock the other red in or something like that?
Possibly.
I'm trying to think how his brain might work.
Where Lakin's left the yellow, I think there's a big bag there, isn't it? I think so. I don't know if he's going to try and attempt the cut here or a double to either corner or middle. I'm not too sure. Possibly the double to the bottom corner, because then he can cover the yellows if he gets near the bag, don't he? So a bit of insurance. Like that.
That's pathetic.
He's opened the game up.
That's absolutely pathetic. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just having a drink.
That blackcurrant cordial looks very strong. Adam Basu, a fellow world champion with us.
Good lad as well, very good lad.
Very nice lad.
First time I've really met him and spent any time with him, but
very
fantastic
nice guy,
lad.
and then I got to know him.
It took 6 days, and then we took him out on a little bit of a pub crawl for a bit, but we got to know him eventually.
Lovely guy.
Yeah.
He's played that well. Got the white out there. He'd be happy with that. Well, he's happy with anything, to be fair.
Probably slower or the one in the middle now, and then leave to him. Well,
a big shout out to Corinne and Joshua. Send him a love. And your little Joshua as well.
He won't be watching.
Won't he?
No.
I can't fault him, to be fair.
He's got his head screwed on at 4 years old. He's not interested in pool.
He's done well.
He'll be watching Thomas the Tank or something like that. But already it's ominous signs in this match with Craig. I know it's a race to 11, but I think if Mick was going to get beat this weekend by anybody, somebody needs to make a good start against him and
sometimes
put him under pressure.
I don't think he has any downfalls or any faults, but sometimes he does start slow. He might take a risk in the first couple of frames if it's a race to 11 or something. And I've seen him go 3, like when Josh Kane beat him, like you said, in the Masters. See, the shot rate could have made a difference there. He could have been on the yellow completely. Instead, it seems to might have rolled into
I would 100% be getting a ref to move this now.
Well, yeah, because his hand's going to be over the shot rack.
His hand's on the shot rack, he's cueing it.
If he moves it, then it's a foul, isn't it?
I mean, I can't tell from this position, but does the black go in the middle? Is that what he's tried?
I think he's going to take it long now, isn't he? I think because he can cue the whiteboard.
Well, he's just walked around looking at it in the middle, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going in the middle by the looks of it. He's playing a great shot there.
Yeah. 100% pot success rate so far.
Yeah. Well, Craig's missed one attempt at covering a bag, and that's it really. But it's a long race, and we know Lakin, like you say, can reel him off very quickly. You just need to.
And he won't be phased just yet.
With an in off the break and a dry break, isn't it, so far? So that's going to be a bit awkward. Score updates.
Go on. You do score updates.
Do you want to do?
No, I was just commentating to what
Right,
Damien Williamson has just put. Hill doesn't miss. It's ridiculous. You're 100% right. It's crazy to watch when you see him in person.
It's
how easy he makes the game look.
Definitely.
But Dave's going to give us some score updates now from our screen monitor.
I don't know if anyone wants any questions. Let me know. We've got Carl O'Donoghue's beaten Tony Halpin 2-0. Gareth Hippett's beaten Ben Davis 2-0. John Rowe against Toby Bolts 3-1. Jordan Church versus Rob Chilton 2-1. So many good matches, isn't there? It's crazy.
It's fantastic field, isn't
it? 50-50s. Ben Roden against Liam Dunster's 1-1 now. And that'll do for now. I think we'll keep you up to date as much as we can on the score updates. I don't know if
more importantly, how's our accumulator getting on, Dave?
Our accumulator, well, we've backed it, so we've lost. I think.
The first thing I heard was, what if it was 2-0 down? That was enough for me.
It was 2-0 down. Oh yeah.
Ben Davis.
Yeah. Like I say, races to 11. Any of these can reel off frames, can't they?
Well, immediately. I mean, it almost. I don't think matters what colour he picks here. He'll just pick his preference of what he maps out he's going to get.
He seems to have mastered the break, which is a lot from what I can say. Ryan ODC, how many will Lakes get on the board?
It's how many chances he'll get, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So far, he's not had a chance.
If he keeps dry breaking, not many. Because
you don't expect him to not get these reds, do you?
Red, yeah. They all go, don't they? Again,
they all go.
Just picking them off and.
Craig's not had a chance. He's not played a bad shot.
He's just landed the wrong side of this one, so he's going to. I don't know if he's going to have to top it and come on and off the top rail, or whether he's going to change his plan a little bit here. From this angle, it looks like he hasn't got.
He might try and dig down and stun it to leave the long red. It's hard to tell from the angle we're sat in, really. He's okay with that. He'll play the one long.
He's just going to come back for that one
it's
later.
It's amazing how casual he is with the shot rack. Every player you see immediately wants a shot rack removed, don't they?
Yeah, which is very strange.
I've seen
there was a game earlier on, I think yesterday, and Cole Sutton was involved in it, and one of the players queued over the shark rack. Craig Waddingham it was. Queued over the shark rack, moved the shark rack with his hand, which moved the ball.
It's and obviously
it's a foul. It's a foul. Strange.
I'm wondering if Mick would even know that, because he wouldn't have played with his shot rack before.
No.
So I'm not sure he'd even know that is a penalty he may face if he'd done that.
Well, yeah, true. I'm sure.
He's probably not had to worry about that yet.
But it's like I say, if you can master the break here or just get a ball every time, the way they split with the shark rack is unbelievable. I think what's he going to do? Play out for the middle one now? And
does that one? If that one doesn't go in the middle, it only goes in the obviously sort of bottom green corner, green pocket on a snooker table. Yeah. So I'm assuming by how he's hit that by a long way, isn't he?
And that's an error. But I think it still goes in the middle, I'm guessing, because he wouldn't have played that side. So he's going to have a little snip to the middle here.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to judge his pace, which is...
It's probably the first bad shot of the match from him.
Definitely. But it's so easy to overrun it on these tables.
Yeah, like I said, this table is definitely the quickest table in the club. So when you are mixing a match and going from...
This will be a nice shot, because he's got to judge as well. He's going to leave himself... with the yellow being there, he's going to have a big pocket for the other red, which ain't too bad. But he's going to want to try and cut this in and come around the green or brown spot, roughly. I don't think he could do any better than that.
No.
Because the table's so quick as well, it's easy to overrun this and land near the bolt line.
It goes without saying, any chance Craig does get, he has to take. There won't be any room for a miss.
Yeah,
you can't miss.
You need to make a statement, don't you, when he misses, that you're not scared and you're happy to just play it out, and if he beats you, beats you. And here we go.
What do you say about that?
To be honest, it's not straight, so it's not the best. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
As I said on my Facebook post after yesterday, the closest thing I can experience it to is a computer game.
Yes.
Nick Chalk, without me swearing, can you... I won't be playing again, buddy. You only get 2 lives.
The only person that could beat Mick Hill is the real number 1. Well, we pulled out of this event, didn't he?
Mm. What I would say about the real #1 is he's fantastic for pool. All the hype and the attention that he brings. I love his videos and all of it. I
Definitely.
love it. And anyone that doesn't, if you haven't met him in person, you don't realise that a lot of it is banter and, you know,
Yeah,
bravado.
a lot of people take it far
A lot of
too
people
seriously,
take it
don't
far
they?
too seriously.
Yeah.
He doesn't honestly believe he's better than
There's a
Mick
lot of
Hill,
egos in the game, isn't
but
there?
there's
That's the
so many
problem.
egos
So
in the game that don't take him with a pinch of salt that you should. He's brilliant for the game, and every event that he's at is better for it.
yeah, definitely. Fabian Dunster Hill final. To be fair, Dunster's been in every final going for the last 2 months, isn't
and
he?
I've
He's
been very
probably-
impressed with
he's probably
him.
the player in form at the minute.
You watch Liam, and I mean this in the kindest possible way. His facial expressions are so boring. You wouldn't know if he was 10-0 down or 10-0 up.
I would hate to play the guy at poker, put it that way.
He's
But,
just. It doesn't change whether it's going wrong for him. I was watching him last night against Jack Wheeler, and he looked in a lot of trouble. But his expressions just looked like he was 8-0 up, and then he did swing the match round and won.
yeah, definitely. Well, he's a machine, isn't he? That's unquestionable. I mean, people doubt his charisma and the 45-second shot clock, but
Yeah.
I think he proved that on that Monday night event, and that he can compete with the best,
Don't,
and he is
don't
one
get
of the
me
best.
wrong. I mean, I'm not the type of person that would enjoy playing Liam. I don't like playing that, but not everybody can be Ronnie or Melling or of that level, can they? Everybody is different, and you have to appreciate their skill levels for what they do with what they. Oh, he's lost the white here, hasn't he? That's the problem when you
kind of force it, don't you? Because you
force
want
it.
a
But
shot.
I mean,
You try and make something
he's
happen.
got a chance. It's not easy, but if he can pot this one down the corner.
I think you've got to drop it dead weight, though, haven't you? That's the problem.
But this table's so quick, he's struggling to hold for.
At least if you get the bag, I think I play at a nice pace that if you missed,
Yeah.
you got the bag anyway. So yeah,
That looks in from here.
he's played it well, and he's
Yeah,
played a
that's a
fantastic
great
shot.
shot. It's a great shot.
And it's good for him. I mean, he's been literally cold off the table
Yeah,
for 4 frames.
he's
Done
he's
nothing
done
wrong.
nothing wrong. No.
You know.
But I do love watch Lakin play. So good to watch. There
He's-
isn't many better to watch. than
No
him.
fear, attitude is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Another player that's good for the game.
And he's such a good showman. I mean, his match with Shane Thompson last night, for those that weren't watching on the main arena, he was 10-0. He's nearly standing off on his last ball to get on the black. Everyone's made the noise of the, ooh, wow, like he's moving
Yeah.
off, and he's turning and gone, I can't lose.
Yeah,
Before he's
no,
then
yeah,
gone and
he's-
stroked
yeah.
the black down the rail.
Well, it wasn't even easy, Black,
It
was
wasn't
it?
even easy.
It's like, well, I can't
He's
lose
gone,
now.
well, I can't
He's got
lose.
that and queued it in.
He's just such a good showman.
Yeah, a good finish for him. He's like been off
Yeah,
the table.
that'll make him feel better. Even though he's still 4-1 down,
But this is what we're saying. He's only been playing, what, 10 minutes, and he's 4-1 down, and he hasn't. The one chance he's had, he's taken.
But
So it's-
whoever you are in the game, you do feel, until you win a frame, you're not settled in any match, are you? You're sat there under extreme pressure.
100%, mate. 100%. All right, we have Gaz Royce is 3-0 up against Ryan Pisani. Liam Dunster's taking the lead against Ben Rowland 2-1. Cole Sutton and Jason Shaw's 2-2. That's another fantastic match.
That's one of the tie of the rounds that
Carl's
for me.
playing fantastic,
Yeah.
and Jason Shaw's obviously a class act himself. So Jordan Church, Rob Chilton, another big game, 2-2. And Phil Harrison's just taken the lead against Mellon, who was with a tactical first frame. And I think that's the reason why Phil nicked it.
Yeah. Mellon won't want too many of them with Phil, will he?
No, it's hard to get into the tactical frame with the
I
splits.
think from what I've seen with these shark racks, probably Phil is the player these have hampered the most in terms of the top level player,
Yeah.
because he will win
I mean,
so many ugly frames. If it goes ugly,
Definitely.
he is one of the best there will be. Now, obviously, with these shark racks, you don't really get that, do you? I mean, even now.
look at that. How
He's
unlucky is that? He's finally had a dry break, and he's left him
He's had a dry
welded
break,
with a
welded.
cannon off 2 balls to make his
Yeah,
first pot.
but even if you could make a ball, if you could make a yellow, if he can make this yellow in the middle, he'll probably clear these up. That's what the shark rack does, isn't it? There isn't a
That's the
there isn't a
problem.
problem
I mean,
after that.
I don't know if I'd rather take the yellow into the middle. Yeah,
I think he's playing it off the red as a shot to nothing. It's not a bad shot choice, but with Mick being Mick, you expect him to pop this yellow long and he'll clear
I
these
think
up.
at 4-1 up, you're going to take it on, aren't you? That's the thing. If it's
Yeah.
4-1 down, you might refuse it, but
I wouldn't expect him to play the red because, you know, obviously reds are trickier.
you're definitely taking the long yellow, I
well,
think, to the
it-
bottom, aren't you?
It's hard to see from this angle. Obviously, on the camera, it looks like you could slow roll it in the middle, but I think it looks easier long, doesn't it?
I think you'd play it long because then you're leaving a natural angle to pop the other yellow
Yeah.
and to get the bad ball out. But I think, like I say, at 4-1 up, this is a lot easier than 4-1 down, isn't
Yeah.
it? And he's had
He
a
thought
roll.
it was in. He thought it was in because he was up. He was up and moving.
Kingo,
This
what's your opinion on the shark rack from Andy Coles?
It's fantastic for splitting the balls, Andy, is my opinion. Oh, no.
Oh.
But the negative to the shot rack is every frame is so open that if you dry break, you lose. And that's what me and you have both found to our cost in this event, Dave, isn't it, really?
Well, I think I've worked it out. I think I've had 17 breaks and I've had 14 dries.
Yeah, the match I lost in the loser's side, round 2, I didn't pot off a break, and the one I did, I fouled, and you're not winning against good opposition when you do that, are you?
No, definitely not.
But it is fantastic in terms of, you know, the balls are being set up correctly every time
Well,
and
this
fair.
is the thing.
There's
We
no...
were saying this morning, should I say, after I got absolutely, well, not destroyed, but I couldn't pot a ball off the break, and someone said to me, "Oh, we got to take the positives," and I was saying, well, not really, because there's got to be a technique to it now, because with a triangle, they're set up different every time, whether it's a bit above, a bit below, a bit tilted, a bit this, a bit that. But with the sharp rack, it's set up in the same place all the time. So there's surely got to be a technique or something you're doing wrong if you're dry breaking so much.
Yeah. Lee J, to answer your question, how do you get as good as Mick? Well, the only person that can answer that is Mick, because there's no one near him, pal.
I think you need the will, don't you? You need the fight, and you need. I think
it's not just ability, is it? It's all sorts.
I think it's mentality, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
I think the fact that you need to start saying things like, "Okay, I'm a 4-time world champion, but I won it 5 times." It's I don't. Yeah, I think that's it. Really, I think people. You need to want to learn.
Yeah.
If you lose a match, let's say I've lost a match, and you come off and say, "Oh, that guy was lucky," or "I was unlucky," or "I cannoned into a ball and it didn't come out right." Well, that's your fault. So learn from that, take it on board, and I don't know. I think that's the only thing. You need to have that willingness to learn and get better, because otherwise you just stay stagnant, don't you? If you feel like you're good enough.
I mean, obviously Mick must put time into this game. Of course he does. You couldn't be this good if you didn't. But the thing that amazes me the most is how he took a break away from this game to play a lot of Chinese 8 ball, because the money is in Chinese 8 ball.
Yeah.
So he's moved away and done it, and then he's made a decision to come back because of the events Lee Kendall has put on. You know, he's put on such a good event that's made 8 ball pool huge. It's enticed these players back, isn't it? Jason Shaw, Darren Appleton, Mick.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, then there's money in the game. Maybe not in general, like on a whole, but for these events, it's worth them making the trip.
It's made you realise how good these top players
again,
are.
We're looking at another example of the sharp rack. He's broken dry. The Reds have split.
Yeah.
And already there's an opportunity to, if he's not going to clear up, he's going to take advantage and take control of the frame.
You just feel like if he pots the first ball, when the balls are open, he clears wherever they are, whatever colour he takes.
Mr. Rob Chambers, hello mate. Hope you and the family are well. Maybe see you at the Corn Exchange someday if you're popping around. And love to your bro John as well.
What I would say, going back to a few comments on the stream about the Calcutta, because it's made pool what it is, I think, the Calcutta. But I was a bit dubious with Mick being sold last at the Calcutta, because I did think that if he was sold earlier, other players may have gone for more value. But what I do think is if Mick ended up winning this event, having been bought for £10,500, if they were to sell him early next time, he's going to at least go for that again, isn't he? Because of what he's done, proven winning it.
It's the 2 lives, isn't it?
Yeah, the 2 lives is the key.
2 lives up to the quarters, so you kind of not guarantee it, because you could never do that. But
no,
it's so hard to beat him once, let alone twice.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that's watching this can see how good he is. You have to really dislike the bloke to not have that opinion, wouldn't you?
It's hard. It's hard. People ask a question like, does he play every day? He does play every day, but it is his life. He does exhibitions. He makes money from the game. There's only a select few that make money from the game.
He should be moving the shark wrap, but he doesn't care. He should have moved that immediately, but he actually doesn't care about it.
If he had to roll it, he probably would, but because he's going to be like pumping this in and coming down the inside possibly, he's got to get this right, to be fair, because if he flicks any of the yellows, he's going to be in trouble. So he's going to try and spin off 2 and try and
move the black. Is that what he's looking at? Make the black slightly easier? Oh, he's now moving it.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably the first bit of advice I've given him that he's taken.
Do people drill with Paul? I think they do. I don't know what people do really. I tend to, when I practice, I try and practice the break, and clearly it didn't work.
No.
That's an error.
Yeah.
He said that was tricky. That was.
Yeah, it was tricky.
I think he had to come down inside, but he wasn't guaranteed to be on a ball, so he's trying to be a bit more delicate. And he
What
does
I would
show
say
that he is human.
He is human, and he's made a mistake, but if he hits a red, Craig still doesn't have an easy out, does he? Obviously, he's got to find the shot here first, but that yellow tied on the side rail is not straightforward.
No, definitely not. But Lakin would just be happy to go back to the table there after how the balls were. He's got a little swerve here. He can still pot this, couldn't he? If he flicks the red first off the cushion and flicks the other one in. So I thought he'd have hit that harder because I think he could have made the red.
I think that's what he's played, though.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, when you look at the result, I'm not sure. I mean, had he potted the red, he might have had a finish, but this is terrible for Craig from here, isn't it? I mean, do you play the yellow up the rail? It's frame ball, isn't it?
Is where
Either way, if you play
I
it.
I don't know. He could take the yellow first and double it back in the big pocket, but there isn't another shot on, I don't think,
No.
unless he wants to play it as well, there's not really a safety on either, to be fair.
No. What he'll be thinking about now is those two options, like you've just said, the yellow double into the big bag. Actually, up from where I'm sat, you can't even see that yellow.
Oh, yeah.
So it is literally the yellow long. You win the frame or you 6-1 down. It's unlucky.
It's the pressure
It's
he puts you
unlucky.
under, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's unreal, really. Like the first shot you get, when he makes a mistake, that's what you've got.
But
That's your scraps.
I mean, only Mick will know, but I honestly believe that where he left them was the shot he intended, just to chip the red over the hole and leave
he's
him,
played it
leave
in that
him nothing.
pace. Yeah, he's played at that pace on purpose for
Yeah.
that reason. So it's not that he was fortunate or he's lucky. He knows what he's doing. Potts is more methodical, like Hendry. Hill is like Ronnie, more charisma. I don't know about that. I mean, I think they're both fantastic players. Potts, he don't miss nothing, and
Yeah, but I mean, they're both.
but I think methodical. I think Mick's just as good tactically.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot in it.
I obviously haven't seen Potsy play a lot, but I do message Gareth quite a bit, asking for advice and stuff, how to improve my game and all that sort of stuff. But obviously
I might start doing that. I need some help.
They're the two best players that I've ever heard of or know of play the game, and it's a shame that one day they won't be able to play for sort of 200 grand pot, because that's the game all the public would like to see, wouldn't they, if that could happen. Race to 50 over 2 days, or race to 60 over 2 days.
He's landed a bit straight here. He's going to have to force this deep screw off the side, or can he top it? Oh, he had a little bit of an angle. From here we didn't know that, so sorry to the
He's only dead straight.
viewers again. Another poor shot, really. It's just off straight. But like you say, I think with the people watching, the viewers, he's just clinical, isn't he? He's like half a chance leads to a great chance, whereas with other players, the half a chance is half a chance. It's half.
He puts you under so much pressure as well, because you know what he's going to do to you as well. So every chance you do get.
Just ask him what replies you got from Gareth Potts about what advice he gave
the
you.
Advice he gave me.
The
The advice Gareth gave me was to be a bit more ruthless and not such a nice guy around the table. Because the game he watched me play, I was tapping my leg on, giving Mark Farnsworth credit on his good shots and saying good shot. He said I should be a bit more sort of ruthless and aggressive. Killer attitude sort of thing. That was sort of the advice he gave me. And also the other one he gave me was to, before I played Mick, was to play the balls, worry about your own game, not worry about who you're playing.
I think you're right, but I think once you've lost 4 or 5 frames and you haven't done anything, I think you tend to naturally think about the player.
It happened to me yesterday, because obviously I played as good as I can to get 5-2 up, and I'm well in the game, and then the next time I have a real visit, I'm absolutely bang under it.
Mr. Fay,
Dave's
how are you, mate?
Dave's going to read out some scores quickly while I go for a wee-wee.
All right, you're stuck with me, ladies and gents, while Mike goes to the little boys' room. Mick's had a dry break, and again you'll see that he's got a set of yellows again, which are more open than anything else. He's just got that one ball that's may have saved him in the corner, but I don't know if Craig might be tempted to play the plant first shot and just get that out of the way and then take out what's left. But when you're playing Mick, you're under a completely different sort of pressure, so it's hard. But I think Craig, knowing his game, he's very attacking. He'd probably like to take this game on, so he probably comes side cushion, flick the red and knock the yellow in to be on yellows, and then try and take the frame out from here. I'll run you through a few scores now. Obviously, we know this one's 6-1. We also know Stephen Dempsey's beating Sean Chipperfield 4-3, the ex-world champion. Ian Alley's losing to Dean Richardson. 4-0, which is a bit of a shock. I know that Ian was a big favourite for that frame. Jason Shawcross still 2-2. They're having a massive tactical battle at the moment, as far as I'm aware. John McAllister's beaten Harjeet Singh 4-1 after Harjeet had a great result against Tom Cousins. That's about it, really. Not a lot's changed. There must be a few tactical frames going on. Ben Davis is 4-1 down to Gareth Hibbert. And then we'll get back to this game. Craig's played a bit of a loose shot there, really. I don't know if he can cut this one back, but I think he's covered the yellow. It doesn't go past the red.
Is he accumulating yellow? No good. What about the double? No good.
But again, this is the sort of pressure that he puts you under. And he's when you get half a chance, you kind of doubt yourself. It's hard to practice when you have a normal life, though. Yeah, it's very true, Leo J. I've just had a baby myself and not been putting any practice in our time, but you can't expect to come to these events without practicing and expect to do well. Sometimes it happens and it's nice, but you need to be so consistent and so clinical that if you're not on your game, you're going to get found out here. These are the best players in the country, probably all over the world. We've got people coming from France, Morocco, everywhere.
Australia for this one.
Jake McCartney, yeah. So
it's a great shot from Craig. Fantastic long yellow.
He's going to have to play a nice positional shot. He tied that yellow up while he was in the little boys' room. He tied this yellow up down here, which went. So now he's going to move it, and he's played that very well.
That's not too bad. I mean, he's still got to play a couple clever shots here, hasn't he? Because that yellow along the bulk rail, he doesn't want to be anywhere near straight on it.
John Egan, watch the guys on drinking while playing. Well, I think it's very childish.
I think it should be banned.
I think it's childish. I think everyone each to their own, and you should treat the game with respect and play. On a serious note, there's a few players that need to have a few beers to play well.
2 of them are sat in the commentary box.
Oh dear. I will have 1 or 2, but at the same time, if it affects your game, then you should get off it.
It's a great shot from Craig.
He's moving the shot. I was going to say that just then, like queuing across it. What else have we got here? Can't get a racker up today. You're right, Nick. We're all struggling with this. The bookies are losing, I think, aren't they? A couple of backers early on.
The bookies were definitely losing yesterday. Today, I think they're definitely reaping a bit of rewards because there's been some crazy results.
Definitely. And this is Craig making it 6-2. And I believe the 2 chances he's taken.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Jordan Church just gone 5-2 up against Rob Chilton. Rob was favourite for that one as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But we all know that Jordan, when he starts flowing,
still a toss of a coin game, isn't it?
Yeah, 50-50 game, really. Adam Davis has beaten Arthur Dad 4-2. John Rowe 5-2 up against Toby Bolt. Phil Harrison destroying Chris Mellin 3-0 at the moment. And Gareth Hibbert's destroying Ben Davis 5-1. So Dylan Leary and Jimmy Croxton still to go on. They're just awaiting a table. So.
It doesn't matter by the time they start. The first leg would have lost.
Yeah. Yannick, all the way over from France, putting up a game. He's got Craig Brown, another one that was massive favourite, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think Yannick was 1-3 on in the bookies.
And he's now, what was he, 3-2 down. So,
I mean, I've seen 1 to 10 players lose at these events. Yeah, you know, it's.
Well, Lakin just want to get a ball here. Just to get
he's made a ball, but the way he screwed back to bulk is.
I've never seen the black move that far on a sharp red before. So
land on the bulk cushion takes some doing, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe he didn't set them up perfectly.
If the black does pass this yellow, which obviously we cannot tell from our camera angle, red's are definitely a finish that he could get.
Yeah, he can pay up for this loose one down here on its own. Yeah. First shot, if he's got the angle. And
obviously, again, apologies to those watching at home. We can't tell from where we're sat whether the black goes past the yellow. We got the same sort of view you guys have at home.
It's tight.
Yeah, it would certainly be tight.
If you just drop this in and play up for the loose one on the shark rack, and then that's the one. If
he's overhit it.
He'll still take it now, because
that does make the finish trickier.
I think it's okay. I think he's going to cut it and he's going to clip the yellow half ball, isn't he? Which is then going to flick into the red. So I think he's okay.
Yeah, he has to play it now because he's not going to get a better opportunity to get back on it, is he?
No, definitely not. I think he's got a good angle though. To be honest, I don't think it could have been a lot worse. Just with these, you just need to make sure the pot is easy to with it cutting it back.
I guess he doesn't know what's happening to the cue ball, and if it glances off the yellow and then nudges the red
I think he thinks
towards the yellow,
he's missing the yellow.
He believes he's missing the yellow. My worry here would be glances off the yellow and nudges the red towards the yellow.
I would play a plain ball. I think he'd flick the yellow half ball and then he'd flick the red.
Is he trying to dig down to avoid the yellow altogether?
He's jacking up.
That's tough. From where we're sat, that's a very tough shot.
Well, he's not got a lot of room, is he, where the cue ball is?
No.
But I think he's got to play it now, otherwise he's just going to cause hassle for later.
I've just gone to have a quick little glance, and it does look like the black may go. That does make the finish slightly easier.
I think he's jacking up. This makes this so hard, and he can still miss the yellow. And see the shark rack move there, and this is what we were saying before about queuing across the shark rack.
Yeah. I believe if the shark rack touches another ball, it's a foul, isn't it?
Well, if the ball moves.
If the ball moves.
I was told.
Right,
I don't think the yellow's is touching the yellow, is it? So.
Yeah. Well, the strange thing is how Mick hasn't gone and immediately moved the shark rack.
Yeah, when it's just tilted like that. I've no idea. It's a bit.
For those that are suggesting on the chat you don't back an odds on, it got to about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon before the first favourite lost.
Yeah.
So those that were chasing favourites yesterday,
when there's an odds on like Mick Hill, why would you doubt
the
not backing him?
The bookies were getting absolutely hammered yesterday. There's been a few upsets today, and obviously if you put the wrong player and the wrong accumulators, you were getting beat. But yesterday up until about 3 o'clock, bearing in mind the game started at 10 a.m. It took till 3 o'clock for the first proper odds-on favourite to get turned over, I think. And when you've got players, you know, the level of Mick, that are 1 to 5, 1 to 6.
Played a lovely shot there.
Yeah, I mean,
that was so thin as well from our angle.
Early doors, but it's probably a frame-winning shot because at these rules he's so clever, and this doesn't suit Craig at all, does he? He's a black ball player.
I've known Craig for a long time now. He plays world rules now for Derbyshire. He's
But Mick's very clever, isn't he? He's not gonna give him an opportunity to do what he wants to do.
I think I'd have been more tempted to cover the other bag, rather than play that, because you're not. I know you're making it hard for him, but getting the other bag, you can then DF and have the blacks tied up and things. Do you know what I mean? So I think you give yourself more options if you took the other bag then. Me and you are not really a tactical geniuses.
No, this is where I should sit in silence and leave the players to do what they do. Danelius, so would I back a 1 to 3? Well, Mick was 1 to 6 against me yesterday and made it look like he should have been 1 to 25. So yes, I would back a 1 to 3.
But you was 5-2 up.
I was 5-2 up, and the bookie offered even money on Mick at that point.
At 5-2, really?
At 5-2, he was offered a few people even money because he took a lot of money on the game anyway. So he was trying to level his book. But then when you look back and you think Mick at even money, what he'd done to me and just rolled me over like I was a little kitten waiting to have my belly stroked.
I think Craig's going to try and get these out.
Kevin George, I know Oli Bell was a big favourite against you in the early session, but I'm not sure many people would have bet that.
He's played a bad DF there. And this is.
I appreciate he was a big favourite in the bookies, but that doesn't mean that for the pool players that were backing on the events, I'm not sure many of them would have put him in their accumulator. So you wouldn't back Mick Hill?
That's one for you, Mike.
Which one? Shout out Craigie Hutchinson. The lad can't clear up with 2 shots on the black. Please shout this out. Well, we've all been there, done that, Craigie. Hopefully, you know, watching Mick will inspire you.
Get into the black would be nice.
Yeah.
Mick's just knocked that one out.
Yeah, and that's 7-2. There's absolutely no way that this can go wrong.
Looking inevitable now, sadly, for Craig.
Yeah.
You've got to think that Mick's got a few breaks left as well, and he's going to have a shout or control or a chance at a dish at a couple of them as well, aren't you? So. It's hard to commentate on players like Mick, isn't it? I think I find it hard.
I don't think Mick needs us to commentate on the shots because he shows how he plays. He shows it for us all to
so
see, doesn't
simple, A, B, C, maps
and
it
it
out.
looks so obvious.
And it's very rare he runs out, so he has
I
to make
think
a new plan.
I think people at home and on the chat would rather we talk about things other than this game, in a sense, because
we'll give him a bit of both.
we'll give him a bit of both.
We'll try our best. But yeah, so I mean, like I say, he's mapped out to finish straight away.
I think if you're looking now and you see the 7-2 on offer at the start, you realise that's a very fair price, isn't there? A lot of people thought that was short.
They did, yeah.
I'd heard that people were saying it should be 6-1 and 7-1 and all that sort of stuff, but then when you watch him live, for him to lose twice, I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Well, the viewers have seen here, haven't they, that literally one chance and
Craig's done nothing wrong, is he, really?
No, I think he's had, well, that was
one
an opportunity
one
there.
shot there,
he played
one
a bad
bad shot.
So
yeah.
He's won 2 frames and played 1 bad shot.
Yeah. So in 9 frames of pool, he's played 1 bad shot and he's 7-2 down.
Let's go through some scores. Ian Alley's playing Dean Richardson. Dean is currently 6-0 up. So that's going to be a buster, I think. I think a lot of people had Ian
that
Alley
was in most accumulators.
Ronan McCarthy's beating Clint Ironson 2-1. Dylan Leary's just started against Jimmy Croxton. It's 1-0. Ben Davis 6-1 down to Gareth Hibbert. Jordan Church 7-2 and on the rampage against Rob. It's sad about Jordan. When he hits form, he's dangerous, isn't he? Very, very dangerous.
Very
Great
good
player. Carl Sutton, Jason Shaw 4-2. Jason Shaw. Adam Davis 5-2 up against our friend Dad. Gaz Royds 5-0 up against Pisani. I thought that was a good bet, really. And Dunster doing what he does best.
Yeah.
Slowly taking people apart. 5-2 up against Ben Rowland. Mick's had a dry break again. That's 2 he's had now. But again, every time he does have a dry break or something,
it's not straightforward here by any stretch, is it? You want to be yellows, but the first shot you've got is not ideal.
Well, the last two breaks Mick's had, he's had dry. Left him welded to the bottom rail, left him nothing, and then left him hanging over the middle bag with a horrible shot on a red in the middle.
It's a strange one because obviously when Mick's breaking, all you wish for is a dry break to get some sort of chance. But both of these frames look like that it's been a negative for Craig to have first poke, because even if he pots the reds here, he doesn't want to be reds, does he?
No, that's what I mean. Would you be tempted to take the cut back on the yellow?
That's if can he hit that yellow?
I don't even know if he's knuckled.
Is he knuckled?
I think you want to. Well, I suppose you could play the red off the yellow to clear the bag.
Yeah, I suppose if he can pop the red over the bag in the corner green bag first,
he's playing the yellow. Bag,
well, if he gets this, he can get the finish.
Yeah, he needs the other yellow to kiss the black, though, doesn't he?
That's in.
He's played it well.
Yeah.
Played it very well. It's a bit unfortunate, really. And does it go? It goes to the top bag. To the bottom right, as if you're watching.
Yeah. Well, the one thing we do know about Craig is he's definitely going.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around, does he?
No.
He's straight in, sees a chance, goes for it, grabs it with both hands. But if he gets these, he's won 3 frames with 4 chances. Do you know what I mean? So he's playing well. Everyone kicking off on the chat about backing odds-ons. I think you just got to go with your knowledge, ain't you? I think we all know a lot of players and we all know what they're capable of. And the problem with Paul is everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah.
For 10 people that think you're good, there's 100 that think you're crap.
Yeah. And I think in this event, when you've brought probably out of the 128 entries, you may have gathered 70 or 80 of the best players in the world all at one event.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what bet is a good bet? Because anyone can beat anyone on their day.
Yeah, a lot of the games are even money or 10 to 11, the pair as you'd call it.
I think it's a crazy statement to suggest that backing favourites is not the way to go, because come Sunday afternoon, I'd still be surprised not to see your Mick Hills, your Mellings, your Cousins, Phil Harrisons, those sort of players in the quarterfinals.
100%, mate.
They'll still be there.
He's made an error.
That's a sign of frustration there.
I think he's left the big bag as well.
Yeah, and he can almost play that first shot, and once he gets this, he'll win the frame, won't he?
Yeah, the one behind the black goes, doesn't he? So as
he
long
may
as he
not
lands
even
straight,
have to play it first shot. I mean, it's his choice of preference.
You just get it out of the way, don't you now, I think.
I mean, his biggest obstacle, really, even though it's not an obstacle, is the 2 reds by the black, isn't it? Because he has to land on the one straight, on the outside one.
And then run it through for the other one in the middle. And again, it's just doing this the right way. A lot of people would have dropped that in, but he's come across the table to leave the angle to come around to make sure he lands straight on this red to the bottom left at some point. So he just wants to land straight.
The other thing I have noticed about Mick, obviously, is he doesn't change on the scoreline anyway. He could be 7-2. Well, he won't be 7-2 down, but he can be 5-2 down or 7-2 up, and his mode is the same, isn't it? It's very methodical. He maps it out, his route, plans it out, and takes them out.
And again, here he just wants to make sure he lands straight. As long as he's straight, he's fine. Because you can always just stun this in and then take the one to the opposite corner in the bottom right, and then come back for the one in the middle anyway. So he'll just make sure he pots his ball really and just stun it, and he can come back for the one under the black later, can't he? So, and again, this looks like 8-2. But for once, he had half a chance in that one, didn't he? So.
But the problem that what Mick does to you is, by the time you get a chance, you're under so much pressure at 7-2 down that you've got to take every opportunity you get, haven't you?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's part of the obstacle of playing the greats of any sport, isn't it? Whether you're playing Phil Taylor at darts, or Ronnie at snooker, or Nadal, or Federer at Wimbledon.
Yep.
Some of the obstacle is mentally beating who you're playing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that goes for a lot of players, really. I think his name's obviously definitely a frame, and he's earned that right.
Yeah.
Being 5-time world champion, So that's it. There's a lot of people out there that say, oh, yeah, I don't mind, I'll play him, I'll beat him, I'm not scared of him.
Yeah, I'll play
it's
the
okay.
balls.
It's okay doing that, but when you get on the table, if your mindset isn't like that, then you're going to struggle.
I think he's going to end up playing the black long now, isn't he? Because he doesn't look ideal on this.
The thing is, he's got to try and check this up or come the other side. But on these tables, because they've just been reclothed and everything, they may slide a little bit. So
I think his safer bet is to just leave it long, isn't it? Bounce off one and leave this down.
So can he just sneak past the yellow and have the cut into the middle, or is it too thin?
It is very thin. I don't think he needs to risk that. But you are right. That's what he's done.
Yeah, oh.
That looks nasty. But he's down
the
very
stream,
quickly.
It looks nasty,
He's down
but he
very
seems
quick.
happy, yeah.
He's potted that very thick, isn't he?
No.
He almost missed that, didn't he? I know he has got it, but it did clip the jaw, yeah. But it's again another clinical finish from Mick. Well, Danielis, in answer to your question, if you had £6,000 to bet and you had 6,000 on Mick Hill at 1-6 at the start of this match, you'd be sat there very happy now, wouldn't you? I'm assuming, Seamus Kurt, you can play the game to this sort of level for you to not really have a high opinion of Mick, I'm guessing.
I'll leave him to it.
It's a good break, as long as he doesn't go in off anywhere.
Oh, you joke.
No. That's okay.
And reds. I'm going to move the shark rack, I think, out of the way, and then move the shark rack and then take the red. Don't know why you'd play it across it.
No, I mean, yeah, he's finally doing that.
Another chance that Craig has to take, really. He hasn't had many good opportunities to go at.
No,
but this is one of them.
And the thing is now is he doesn't look as confident as normal. He's taking his time. He's normally he'd be down and smash us in already, wouldn't he?
Definitely.
But obviously Mick has this effect on you, and the scoreline can have this effect on you.
100%. 100%. I don't know why it's taking so long. It looks pretty straight. Unless the red by the yellow doesn't go, maybe.
Yeah, that could be. And from our angle, we don't have a great view. And if that's the case, then you would have to alter your shot selection, wouldn't you?
I just realised he's waiting for Liam Dunstan to play a shot, so it could be a while. This is what he's waiting on.
That explains.
So
it's all been cleared up.
If you want to come back tomorrow and join us, it'll be fine. He's finally played it, so now Craig can get on with it. Yeah, so that was what we was waiting for. And again, I know it's 8-2. If he nicks his 8-3, there's still an opportunity.
Yeah,
He needs a couple of dry breaks and then
yeah,
a couple of splits his way.
and he is one of these players that can win frames so quickly that he can swing the match around in not a lot of time. I think that answers your question that the red didn't go.
Yeah, so he's played a lovely shot there.
Yeah.
And now he just needs to be a bit delicate with these two. If he plays the one to the middle second to last, he can always play the red into the top left-hand corner, can't he?
Yeah.
So he's just panning out his clearance now, minding his work, picking his spot.
Seems about right, doesn't it? I mean,
You just want to come up the table a bit, don't you? Just on off the top rail.
Even if he lands straight on the red in the middle, the red will go in the opposite corner, won't it?
Spot on.
Which he's perfect for.
You just want to make sure you don't land on a rail here. Don't do nothing stupid. Just make sure that's it. Pick your spot, and then
all he can try and do at this point is put some pressure on Mick, isn't it?
yeah,
ask some questions.
Just stick in the frames. If you keep taking your chances, you're not saying you're going to get many, but a couple of dry breaks or a couple of finishes like this, and you're good to go.
It's a good finish, that. So just give you some update around the room. We've got Liam Dunster 6-2 up on Ben Rowland. Gaz Royds has a 6-0 lead over Ryan Pisani. Adam Davis is 6-2 up on Arfan Dad. John McAllister 6-2 up on Harjeet Singh. Craig Brown is 5-3 up on Yannick Bafouls. Jason Shaw 4-3 up on Carl Sutton. John Rowe is 7-3 up against Tobias Bolt. Jordan Church 7-4 up against Rob Chilton. Stephen Dempsey 6-5 up against Sean Chipperfield. Gareth Hibbett 6-2 up against Ben Davies. On the main arena, we have Phil Harrison 5-2 up against Chris Melling. Carl O'Donoghue is 4-2 up against Tony Haplin. Dean Richardson is 6-2 up against Ian Alley. Jimmy Croxton and Dylan Leary is 2-1 to Jimmy Croxton. That's only just started. And Clint Lance and Ronan McCarthy are 2 each. All of these matches are raced to 11 in the winner's side of the draw. Obviously, Mick's made a ball off the break, but these are not straightforward by any stretch, so you couldn't imagine him clearing these up. You would imagine he's just going to take control of the frame here.
He'd want to be reds, wouldn't he, I think?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to call shots in frames like these.
I don't know what you do here, really. Do you nudge the red out so it's in a potable position?
I wouldn't ask me, mate.
Rolling the yellow doesn't help you because he needs the pot of yellow to be on him anyway. So I'm guessing it's just to lay on the red, but then you're giving Lakin a chance to get into the frame, really.
Mm.
It's crazy that this is only round 2 of the winners, isn't it?
Round 3. Definitely, this is Mick Hill's 3rd match because he's beat me, beat Ryan Clark, and now playing Craig Lakin.
Right, okay.
So that's probably
round
just
3.
a typo error, but yeah, it's round 3, which is still early doors. That's clever.
Yeah, I still think Lakin's possibly in control of this frame at the moment. I'm not saying he's going to turn it round,
Yeah.
but you'd rather be on reds than yellows at the moment, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I agree, Ryan. Phil Harrison, one of the best players in the world, and he doesn't give a lot away. One of the best players of all time, in actual fact.
Phil's one of them, isn't he? You have to beat him. Any frame, anywhere.
You almost feel like the shark rack hampers him slightly because he's so good at the messy frames. The shark rack makes the balls more open, but he proves time and time again that he can play both. Nick Chalk, without question, I've changed my opinion on the best player I've ever played. Mick Hill is the best player I've ever seen in my life. Phil has butchered me twice in the World Championships, but Mick's on a different level. It's ridiculous watching him. And that's not me blowing him up or whatever someone wants to say. Just a different level of player.
Just let me know when you go. You go home. You're going to the bar. Mike King, who do you think is harder to beat? Mick Hill or Phil
Yeah,
Harrison?
I've just answered that question while you were having a quick little break, and
sorry,
I said obviously up until this event, Phil Harrison had been the best player I'd had the privilege of losing to or playing, but Mick opened my eyes up a little bit to how good he is, and different level really. Yeah, Cole Sutton sold me down the river on my accumulator anyway, that's for sure.
Yeah, I thought
Last time I listened to him, that's £10 I'll never see again.
Speaking of Cole, he's got it back to 4-all with Jason Shaw.
Yeah, that's a very good game.
I'm surprised that's not on a stream, to be honest with you. That's one of the top games of the round.
If I wasn't commentating, that would have been a game I'd have been sat watching that.
I agree with you. So Craig's got this red. I don't know if he can screw over or he's going to play the double.
The problem he's got is
he needs to
getting
land
on the black's not ideal, is it?
If he screws it, he needs to land on the side rail, doesn't he? Really, yeah, that's a great shot.
That's a good
to
shot.
Come over. That's a very good shot.
That's very good because now all he's got to do is pot the ball.
Just everything in the pot.
Everything in the pot, and he's on the black into the same pocket.
Yep.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, that's what I'm saying with Lakin, he can just reel them off very quickly, can't he?
Yep, he can.
And that's another good finish, 8-4. And if you get a ball off the break, make it 8-5.
He's doing all he can do at the minute. When he's getting a chance, taking it.
They're just having a toilet break, so me and young Michael will have one too. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Right, back from our break. Mike's just disappeared for a sec. He'll be back with us shortly. Any of you have still got any questions for Mike or myself, just feel free to get involved. We'll do our best to answer it. Can't say we're going to be right, but we'll give it a go. In a very honest opinion. I'll update you with some scores. Liam Dunster 7-2, starting to get on top of Ben Rowland now. Gaz Royd 7-0 up against Ryan Pisani, which is not a shock, but I think 7-0 is a shock. But John McAllister 7-2 against Harji. Obviously we're viewing Mick Hill versus Craig Lakin. Craig's now got another ball off the break. The yellow's just arrived in the way, sadly for him. I think he'd have wanted reds there. Still going to have to take reds, but he's going to have to pull out a big pot to get them to the bottom left, I think. I don't think he's got any other option. Other scores, Ian Ali's pulled it back to 6-3 now from 6-0 down. Phil Harrison's 6-12 against Chris Mellon. And Gareth Hibbert is 7-2 up against Ben Davis. Clint Ironson against Ronan McCarthy. Lakins took on the long red, as you see. Dink Hewitt great. And he's given Mick an opportunity to get back into the frame. It'd been nice if he'd have took them ones out, make it 8-5. Put Mick under a little bit of pressure. Probably can handle it, but it's always nice to just see. Put a bit of doubt in someone's mind, plant that seed. Yellows ain't ideal. He's got a bit of work to do on him anyway. So he's got the two yellows in the top corner, which you're going to have to take one at a time unless he's going to try and get inside them. And the red that he missed, if he's fortunate enough, may have covered the yellow to the corner. So he's straight away on his bad ball. And this is, I think, the viewers trying to get some lessons or coaching on it. This is prime example. Get on your hard balls early if you can when you've got savers all over the table, and go from there. Really, the game's pretty simple if you can get it all together. This sounds easy, but we all know it isn't. But Rob Chambers, who's the best one playing team play you've seen? In the teams I've played against, I think it has to be you, mate. 100% behind the team all the time. And when you're killing that snake, it's definitely entertaining. It's just overrun that a little bit now. Got a bit more work to do. Wanted to get on that bottom yellow, I think, but on the left-hand side. And you cut that in, and then you've had the other one in the opposite middle. So he's looking at playing this one off the red, possibly, and then just screw it inside. Let's play the other yellow down the rail, but he's got a bit more work to do now. If the yellow passes into the bottom left-hand corner, he still may be, well, I think he's going to be okay, but passes over, he can still stun this off the red, take the bottom one of the two on the left-hand side. This is going to be tricky. It'll be a good finish from here. So I think he's just going to screw inside to take the top yellow. He's played that well. Again, and he's landed nicely. Mike's back and joined us again. Lakin broke in this frame. He had a long, long yellow to the corner, which he missed. Otherwise, reds would have been very nice.
And obviously, as usual, the result is a finish.
Yeah, I think he's got a bit
Does the
tricky
black
here.
pass the red?
I'm not too sure. I'm guessing not, because he played a shot earlier with the yellow that I thought may pass, but he turned it down and took it early. So I'm guessing here he's going to try and get to the side rail. A bit like Lakin shot earlier,
Yep.
just a bit of an angle, just to.
I can see why he's missed that though, because he's totally taken his eye off the pot, trying to swing over.
Always wanted an angle here to pump it in, hasn't he, to come across the table.
So this is the opportunities Craig needs to capitalise on now. You know, put Mick under a bit of pressure and see what happens.
He's left a big bag to the corner. If anything can go wrong, he shouldn't need the bag. Well, I just said that, and I was going to say he shouldn't need the big bags to the corner, but now he's going to take it. As long as he cues it well.
Cued that lovely.
Done.
Couldn't have played that any better.
No, just make sure you don't take your eye off the pot here. Just stun out, lovely.
Yeah. But this is definitely the danger of playing Craig, is how quickly he can flip a scoreline.
And also he has no fear, has he? He's,
No.
He has complete and utter faith in his ability.
Yeah.
Which he should do. He's an absolute class act.
Yeah.
So he's proved that
You know,
in all the money matches.
in money matches, he's won a big event here, hasn't he?
He's
so
won one of these. He's won
got
money
previous
matches,
here, so
the
he
Desi
knows.
Daredevils with Reggie and stuff. He's won numerous events down at Blackpool, and he's just made it 8-5 and a little chink in the armour,
yeah,
maybe.
and you almost, even in his body language, feel like it's changing, doesn't it?
Chris Holmes, from the games I've seen Mick play, he's very beatable. People just seem to fold when they play him. We was having this conversation earlier, wasn't we, saying that it's so hard to just say, right, go on and play the balls. It's okay when it's 0-0 or you're 1-0 or 2-0, but when you're sitting there and the guy's 4, 5, 6-0 up and you've done nothing wrong.
I do agree. I do agree with that statement to a point. But what the other counter argument to that is at sort of the good player level, you can make a mistake, and someone like myself or you or anyone of this level would reel off 2 or 3 in a row, and you'll lose 2 or 3 in a row. I found yesterday, playing Mick, that you make a mistake and you lose 6. And that was the hardest thing to come to terms with. And
he's lost the white.
He's lost the white here, and all of a sudden it's becoming a game. But that was the hardest thing I found. And I watched it happen to Ryan Clark yesterday, who was, I think Ryan Clark was 5-3 up on Mick and made 1 error, and his next chance is he was 8-5 down.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's the same as short game. You didn't actually make an error. And
no,
you've just dry broke a couple
but
of times.
you can have something go wrong and it costs you 5, which is a big amount of frames to swing around in short races, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the point we make about Mick. It's not, you know, saying he's unbeatable. Everybody is beatable at this game.
Everyone is beatable, 100%.
Everybody is beatable at this game.
But at the same time, people need the right mentality when you're playing the best. If people play Phil Taylor, he was everyone feared him for what, 20 years.
Yeah, and they don't even have an impact in your throw, do they? At darts,
correct.
you know, you get your own
when
go.
When he did lose, then he started losing more.
Yeah.
And it's the same with, I don't know, Manchester United of old. People used to fear them like mad. And then when they started losing, that's when people feared them. He's left himself straight, which isn't ideal.
I think he was better.
Got a bit of an angle.
I think he might have been better off not even playing that side, leaving this
got
thin.
Jack up a bit and stun up and down the table. If he stuns near the middle pocket, that'd be lovely. And he's played that really well.
That's a very good shot.
There he just
cue this one nicely. I'd remove the shark rack. I'd have a
shark rack's got to go. Definitely. You're mad queuing across that.
You just need to move the black, don't you, to move this?
Rob Chambers made a good point. There's always a player, like he just stated that he beat everyone, but he couldn't beat Rob McInnes, and there's a reason for all of these, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
There's always a player. I mean, I've never beaten Phil Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, in every sport, everybody has what they would call a bogey player or someone they struggle to beat, because what happens is, once you lose to someone regular, you start thinking you can't beat them, don't you? Well, and what the hold that Mick has is because of what he's done, he has that over the field. He doesn't that over a player, does he? He has that over the field. And that's what.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the point. But, I mean, that's a very good shot, and all of a sudden, this is game on.
8-6, and if he gets a ball off his break, he's laughing. And this is like we've said before with Craig. It could be 3-0 down, 4-0 down to Shane earlier in the last round, 5-1 down. And then before you know it, it's 6-5. And it feels like you've not been involved in a game, but he's reeled off 4 or 5 in a row.
And Mick may not have played many people like Craig in his career, although he would have played everybody. There are not many players like Craig that can rattle off 4 or 5 frames in this succession like he does.
Absolutely agree with you. So we should see. Gaz Royce has just got 8-0 up against Ryan Pisani.
That's a fantastic tip from Carl.
I should have stuck to my instinct, shouldn't I?
Thank you, Carl.
He took Carl 6-4 up now. Good price.
Well, that's no good to me, is it?
Ryan Pisani might run off 11 in a row.
Carl Sutton said to me that was the bet of the round. And he's 8-0 down. He hasn't even won a frame.
Phil Harrison's 7-2 up against Chris Mellon, which is absolutely
he's a joke, isn't he?
Crazy. Apparently, well, Phil was playing yesterday and he didn't miss a ball. He played Matt Brearley. He was unbelievable.
I watched Melling play yesterday, though, against Scott Gillespie.
And the shark wreck was proven again.
Yeah.
If you catch him right, it's like, I don't know how I can break and not pot a ball. It amazes me when you see.
All of a sudden, this is 8-7.
It was 8-2, you're correct, gents. 8-2, and now we're back 8-6.
Hasn't taken long to get to 8-7, has it?
No, it's been a great game to commentate on. Great standard.
Yep.
I mean, to be honest, when he was 8-2 down, he didn't do nothing wrong.
No, I think
the 2 chances he got, he took.
Well, you can think in swinging the match around, Mick has probably only made 2 errors maximum.
Yeah, it's been an absolute fantastic.
Craig's punished to the maximum. And
again, I've moved the sharp rate just because it's in your eye line.
I don't think you need it there. I think
in your eye line, isn't it, all the time?
I've got in the habit since I've been playing with this is I try to move it immediately. Even if my balls are not impacting the sharp rack, I get it out of the way.
Yeah, get it out of the way, get it out your eye line, and that's it. He's missed. Oof, we knew as soon as he hit it, it was up.
This frame could now become a huge frame in the match. I know I'm stating the absolute obvious.
Yeah, but he's not got the bag either, which is the worst case scenario. Mick can squeeze that yellow inside.
I mean, Mick hasn't got a finish here by any stretch. But
I don't know, he can try and get the bag here, nudge the yellow off the side. He's always got the 2 to hide at the top. He's got a very easy
You mean
snooker.
cover the bag, obviously. You don't mean pot this.
No, I think he may try and pot it. I think he wants to get down to the bottom.
But what about the yellow that's on the side rail? What's he doing?
I think he'll try and move that with this, possibly.
No, I mean the other side rail, the one that doesn't go past this red.
Because I think he's got a nice snooker down the bottom, so I think he's going to try and develop these. Maybe pot this one down, screw back,
and
then get the black, cover the black, and get the touching ball snooker.
Yep.
Unless he fancies the finish, because I suppose you could knock the red out the way with this yellow, couldn't you?
He certainly is ultra aggressive, Mick. He's.
What was the pre-match pricing on this game? I believe Lakin was 7-2.
I think it was 1 to. Oh, he's in off.
He's gone in off as well. Wow.
I believe the pre-match betting was
I know Lakin was
1 to
7
6 Mick and 7 to 2 Lakin.
I was tempted to have a bet on Lakin at 7 to 2, but with it being doubles, you'd be absolutely devastated if Lakin wins and someone else lets you down after he's beaten me.
This is becoming a very intriguing game now, isn't it?
What's he going to do? Just waste one here? Yeah, he's playing. He's gone mental all of a sudden.
That's a great shot. I think what you can say from that shot is that is a lot of black ball experience in that shot, because he's not really thought a lot.
Conceded the frame.
He's not thought a lot about that. He's just seen the shot that you'd play with a free shot.
He's back in the game.
And 8-7. This is now anybody's match at the moment.
Lakin 7 to 2 is a big price, especially the way he's been playing, the amount of experience he's got in games. So.
Denise, it wouldn't be squeaky bum time because we'd have cashed out by now. When it was 8-2, we'd have cashed out and that would have been it.
Yeah, 8-7 from 8-2.
It's a fantastic performance from Craig.
I think Mick just needs a ball off the break, doesn't he, here?
He needs to win a frame, because at the minute, Craig, every time he's getting to the table, he's just flowing, isn't he?
Right, should we roll through some scores quickly?
Yeah, go on
the break. Right, we should shout out Carl Sutton, Jason Shaw 7-4 to Carl. John Rowe 9-3 up against Toby Bolt. Adam Davis beating Arthur Dad 9-3. Liam Dunster's 9-2, looking like going 10-2 any second, because we can see his table from here.
It won't be any second, pal.
Yeah. So in about 10 minutes, it's going to go 9-2. Jimmy Croxton beating Dylan Leary 4-2, and Dean Richardson is 8-4 up against Ian Alley. So we'll get back to this game because we don't want to miss the ending.
And Mick has made a ball.
And
if the yellows is a straightforward plant, then they look kind.
And
if not, then he'll probably pick reds.
Yeah, and take the reds to the middle. Those. Way.
But you say that with reds, the two on the bulk line, so to speak, are not straightforward unless they're a plant as well.
I think he tops this into the middle and then takes the other one to the middle.
I think he'll play, one in the middle to play this one in the middle.
To knock the other one, maybe.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it opens up the game, doesn't it? It's a big frame, really, for Mick.
Yeah, it's rough. You can't bet singles, but I think at the same time you've got to respect the bookie. I mean, if they're pricing up 1 to 6s and 1 to 4s, they're not stupid prices. If someone's coming in with 600, they're just losing £100 every round, so it's not.
I'm not sure who's suggesting on the chat that there's no cash out, because if you approach the bookie and you've got a bet, he does offer cash outs.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Certain bets he offers cash outs, and this would have been one of them. If you'd have had £6 grand on Mick at 1 to 6 and he was 8-2 up, he would have definitely laid you a cash out. Because he would have been fearing paying you out. He'd have paid the cash out. He'd have paid it. Yep. But yeah, I've known him give out cash outs many times here.
Yeah, as Rob's just stated as well, if we seem to have a bit of a gentleman thing here. Like, we always ask the opponent to move the rack, and therefore if a ball's moved, then they'll just happily put it back rather than waiting on a ref for a long, long time.
Yeah, because you can ask a ref and you can be waiting 2 or 3 minutes, because obviously we only have 2 or 3 Roman refs here with 16 tables going on at once. So it's sort of a gentleman's agreement that you move the ball yourself.
Yeah, or they'll stick a block of chalk down.
Yeah, it's not cheating. It's, you're just trying to get on with the game, aren't you? Especially for the viewers at home. You don't want to be stood around for 5 minutes waiting for them to move the rack, do you?
Especially in a game like this, don't you?
No, it's flowing. It's good stuff, this, isn't it?
He's landed lovely here. Just take that to the top. Well, bottom right as you're viewing it. Stun shot, just make sure he doesn't land the wrong side. So he's lovely here. And then just stun down the straight line.
He's still got to play a positional shot here, though, isn't he? He's not got loads of room for error. Obviously, if he goes the line between the yellow and black, then
I think what you do is just stun down and try and kiss the black, or just run past the black. Yeah, I think just kissing the black, you're perfect.
Answering your question, Denelius, to be honest, I agree with you. I don't think I would have, because at 8-2, I don't see how he could possibly have lost.
No, not the way he was playing.
So I probably would have let it ride. So you're right, it probably would be squeaky bum time now, to be honest. Totally agree with you, pal.
I love how much abuse we've got yesterday, but nothing for Mick. Not really a lot we can say, really. He's only made 2 mistakes, I think, in the whole match. It's hard to
I think it's been a very good standard match.
I think, I think Lakin.
I don't think Craig's made many mistakes at all.
No, I think he missed 1 ball, didn't he, to the corner, which was probably unforgivable. Mick's probably chucked in 1 or 2 as well, so it's probably fair on unforced errors, as they say.
If you're talking about 16 frames of pool and you're talking about a mistake or 2 each, that's not a lot.
In 15 frames, it's been a fantastic, 16 frames.
Yeah.
It's been a fantastic standard. A pleasure to commentate on, to be fair. We picked the right game, didn't we?
Yeah.
Carl Sutton 8-4 up against against Jason Shaw. John Rose on the hill against Toby Bolt, 10-3. Carl O'Donoghue, 5-3 up against Tony Halpin. Ian Ellie and Dean Richardson having a fudge frame, still 8-4 at the moment. But Ian's back at the table, we can see in the distance, so going on that. And for you French fans, Yannick's 5-5 against Craig Brown.
So if
Battling
you were throwing your neck on the line at the minute, Dave, and you had to pick a winner of this event, where would your money be going?
I think from what I've seen at the moment, I think it's between Mick and Phil. I mean, I've not seen anyone play any better pool than them pair at the moment.
No. I mean, I know it's not an outsider anymore, but from what I've seen, if I was doing a more of an outsiderish price, I'd go Liam Dunster.
I think you can't go far wrong with Dunster. He's been unbelievable for the last
I think
2, 3,
whenever you
4
watch him,
months.
he looks absolutely world class, doesn't he?
he
doesn't
does.
get phased by anything.
Yeah, 100%.
But like I said, there's so many good players here. You do well to pick the winner.
Craig's had a nice break here again on Reds.
Yeah, so I think if he can just keep rattling these frames out, he's putting the pressure on.
Hope for a dry break. He's just got to mind his belly. That's him. But
he's over it that bit.
And then he's probably going to have to take the other one Chinese first now, which was
but that was
not
all,
ideal.
He's rushed that slightly, isn't he?
Yeah, Jordan Church is absolutely flying. He's currently, where are we? Jordan Church. Can't even find him. He's 8-5 up currently against Rob Chilton. And Rob hasn't missed much all weekend either, another one. So
yeah,
he's playing well.
Chilton looked the best player in the last event, didn't he? Until he eventually lost to someone. He took Tom out and took out a few other big names. And I fancied him winning it, and then he lost by surprise almost. I'm not sure who he lost to.
Yeah, like you say, I don't think he'll go far wrong with Dunster. I think he's going to be there or thereabouts. He's far too consistent not to be, and he's in the best form probably of his life, to be fair. So
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, someone might be able to correct me on the chat, but I believe he's something like 23, 24 years old as well.
Craig's really good shot there, cued it well.
So
I don't know, does anyone know how old Liam is?
I believe he's only sort of 23, 24, which is incredible at that age.
I remember he played Lakin a few years back in the under-23, so he can't be no older than 26, I would guess.
Right, okay. I'm sure someone told me he was 23, 24, but I guess we'll wait to see if someone corrects us.
That's a horrible land in there. He needs to cue this.
He's walking very confidently around though, so
he's got
he
a
must
bit
be
of
able to
swag
cue
about him
this.
again.
Yeah, he can cue this.
Yeah, that's all right. Just make sure you don't overdo it and run him behind the yellow. That's it. That's fine. Just lift it a lot short. Just got to cue this in.
Pot it, just cue it nicely and pop the ball.
Don't have to worry about it. 22, 23. So yeah, he is very young. Thank you, John.
That's a good finish.
9-8 and another finish. It's been an absolute.
What a fantastic match this is.
Crowd behind us now, and I didn't even realise.
Yeah, this is a fantastic match. This is.
So, Craig, one last push. I think it could be a big cheer if Craig finally, if he does get over the line.
Yeah, it will, because Craig's a very, very popular player amongst the pool players, isn't he? Very likeable lad.
He's
very
one
good.
of these, if you don't know him, you can easily take him the wrong way.
Yeah.
Liam Dunster's just won 11-2, which is crazy. Everyone says he's slow and he's the first one to finish. So that's it. Carl Sutton's 9-4 now, and absolutely flying.
Yeah.
So
well, Carl's a fantastic player. He's been in great form for probably 6-7 months now, hasn't he?
Definitely, absolutely, definitely. Who else are we looking at? Dempsey's on the hill against Sean Chipperfield, 10-6. Phil Harrison, 9-3 up against Chris Mellon. And Mellon's been ploughing through the field, and he's just like run into a wall with Phil. Right, is this dry?
Yeah, he looks dry.
He looks dry. Nothing's gone near a bag. And again, the yellows, but he hasn't left an easy start.
He hasn't left an easy start, but immediately I can't believe he's not moving the shot rack. That'd be the first thing I'd be doing.
He's got a yellow. There's one to the left of the black.
Mick's done it for him. See, I wouldn't have done that from Mick. That's where I've been told to be a bit more ruthless. You leave that on.
Taking longer to rack than they do to clear. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's been an absolutely fantastic performance by both of them. So nothing harsh words to say anyway, really.
I guess the only thing that may change is Craig may now start to think about winning the match, which he probably hasn't been thinking about.
I don't really think that affects him.
You don't think that does?
I've known him since he was a kid, and he's just gets better with age. He's like a fine wine, bless him.
Yeah.
He's
But this would be the first time he could now be thinking about he could win this match, isn't it? From the position he's been in.
Well, I don't know if the yellow over here, just below the black, directly. I don't know if that goes to the corner. If not, he's got to pull out a cut maybe to the corner and bottom left.
Unless he feels reds and.
Kelly Turner, is that our old Liam? Is I'm guessing. We'll just confirm that.
Either way, it's young.
Either way, yeah. He's thinking about taking reds, so he clearly can't get to that yellow. I don't think taking reds is a wise move. But
No, but I do think it is only one cannon because...
So he's going to stun over for that now, maybe?
It's one cannon, isn't it? Because you wouldn't expect... If he got nicely on the red down the rail or the double, you wouldn't expect him to meet it.
Dunster's 24, 20. He's getting older by the minute, Dunster.
Well, soon, Dunster's going to be 31,
yeah,
and the novelty would have worn off about how young he is.
An uphill paper round, bless him.
That's a fantastic shot, judged nicely.
It's a lovely shot. You just got to get this one right now. Because you're playing it slowly, you could not leave yourself on this. So you just make sure a little bit of top and just catch it quarter ball. Just make sure it's right. Don't overhit it.
Or miss the pot.
But
missing the pot's not the end of the world with the result he's had.
That's what I'm saying. With that cannon, it was always tricky. It looks easy on here, but where the angle he had, it was always going to be nudging it that sort of way.
But this is now asking Mick a question because this is probably the first time he's been under pressure in this tournament, probably. Oh, so now he's 26.
26. By the end of this weekend, they'll be nearly 80 and they'll won the seniors. 24-25, so I think that's confirmed by Rocco. Cheers, mate. A mix.
That's a good shot.
I don't know if it's a big bag. I think it may be. Mick's smiling, so I'm not sure. He doesn't look happy, so I'm just going to judge that on his reaction.
Yeah.
Craig, do you take the one down the rail first?
Well, I don't see no reason why he wouldn't, because it's a free shot, isn't it? You take the one down the rail, and if you cover the bag, that's a win. But if you get it, you'll get the finish.
So I don't like this shot unless it's a lot easier than what it looks here. And it wasn't. And
don't go
a bit
off.
of ball run, and he may have got a bit of... To be fair, you don't know whether he's ball run or not, because you don't really want to let Mick come to the table.
No.
Full stop.
And also, we don't really have the best camera angle from here, do we?
No, definitely not. Dunster's definitely under it. Yeah, we knew that. I remember Craig playing him a while ago. He seems to have improved tenfold since then.
Yeah.
Who else? John Rose on the hill. Jordan Church on the hill now as well. So clearly flying. And here we go. He's going to try and get the bag down here, I think. But if it does drop, he's going to have a chance at the finish.
Yeah. Ray D'Ology. Mike had the double.
Mike had the double. Double on what?
I haven't won a bet all weekend, pal, so it can't be me. He's hit that horribly.
I don't know if the black's tied up now, though, isn't it? So he's going to have to do some work here, Craig.
Reds are still huge favourites, aren't they?
Yeah.
He surely got a chance of the plant here, leaving no shot.
Would you go for the plant? I think they'd probably take the red to the top left and try and nudge the first red.
Yeah,
to land
okay.
I think this is the shot, and if you can nudge one of them out like that, he's guaranteed on the other one.
If he makes this, but like you said, the black's obviously going to be
horrible,
the tricky.
There's no way of getting on it, I don't think. There's a little gap, but you don't really want to be playing for that, do you?
You almost would like to pop this one down the rail and use one of the ones over the corner pockets to try and disturb it somehow.
Kelly has confirmed that he is 24, so we'll end that conversation there and just confirm that.
Right. No more questions about Ian Dunstan's age, please.
That was our work, wasn't it?
I like this because now I think he's got a free shot on the red on this corner bag to try and disturb it. Even if he moves the yellow.
What's entertaining here is if the next event is black ball, and if this was the next event, he will be absolutely levering this in, crashing into every ball on the table. But on these ones, you need to be a bit more precise. And here we go, because if you get it wrong, you're in trouble.
Well, that's gone so wrong, isn't it? Like you couldn't have imagined. I'm not sure what happened there, whether it swung wide or... Luke Walker, 24 and a half.
We shall see. The only one that's won so far is Dunster. Chippy's making a fight of it against Stephen Dempsey's now 10-7.
Chippy's another player similar to Craig, though. 10-7's not safe, is it?
Ian Alley's making a fight back, 8-5 now.
How's Pisani getting on?
Pisani's 8-2, so he's fighting as well.
Well, if we can keep on 8 for a while.
Adam Davis has just gone on the hill against Arthur and Dad, so that's 10-3 now. Lakin doesn't want this in. Doesn't want it in.
Well, now he's... Oh.
I have no idea.
He has to play the cannon now, doesn't he?
I think you have to, but I don't think you're guaranteed to be on it, are you? That's the problem.
No, of course you're not.
The thing is, I don't think you're going to have a shot because you're nudging the black into 2 yellows.
He might get lucky and miss the black and hit the yellow though.
And have it to
and
the
have
top.
it to the top
possibly.
or something.
I think now he's probably thinking, I wish I had it to the top all along rather than messing around. He needs to get it right. And I tell you,
Something
wow,
like that.
Wow. He's just had a massive round of applause and we're going 9 each, Mike.
Wow.
Wow. Craig money-making Lakin.
What a game.
I'm
Of course.
glad we got selected for this one.
Of course, we know there's an element of luck to that shot, but it's a fantastic shot to judge the cannon to hit that.
Yeah, with a bit of left top.
Of course, we know he's fortunate to be on the black somewhere, but to judge that cannon when you've got 2 balls to hit from there, that's an unbelievable shot.
Absolutely awesome.
And what a game this is now, 9-all.
John Rowe has just won so against.
This is 50-50 now.
So
This is 50-50.
and we're now at a flip of a coin. Ben Davis is fighting back against Gareth Hibb at 8-5. Mr. Rowe has just completed a victory. Machine. Craig to break. If he gets a ball here at 9s, let's go. Look like the fans are enjoying it, which is good.
This was always going to be a good game for the neutral fan to come and watch, wasn't it?
Money-making Lakin just wants a ball.
I did say at the start of this chat that Craig was one of the very few that would be capable of beating Mick because of the personality of him and the character of him. But I didn't think he could do it from 8-2. I wouldn't expect anyone to do it from 8-2.
Just wants a ball now. And just when you finally get into the match, it's dry.
And look at, well...
Oh, he wants yellows, so it's going to be a tricky opener again.
I still think he'll go reds, won't he?
Yeah, I think he's got to go reds now, but he's got to get on the ball, isn't he?
He's got... What would you expect him to go wrong with? The positional shot to get the red by the yellow in the corner, that's where it could go wrong. Well, I don't think it will go wrong in the evidence I've seen.
Could you top it just before the middle and maybe go into it? Like cutting this red in now?
Yeah, I mean... I guess what we will see now is the first time Mick has had to take out a finish where he is being asked a question because he's not doing it from 5-2 up or 6-2 up or what he's been doing.
This is what we're saying. Like a lot of people would have just crumbled or give up or fell apart. But Lakin, because he's a legend killer, he literally just plays the game. Yeah, he's actually beaten
straight away. He's played a bad shot there.
He's actually beaten him 7-1.
His body language suggests. His body language suggests that he's overhit that.
Definitely. Phil Harris is now 9-4 up against Chris Mellon, so he's battling away. 1-4. When he's at the table, his favourite.
Well, yeah.
So we'll leave it at that.
He's 1-4 from here because you expect him to take the finish out, and he's 10-9 up.
And then he's got a break. So it's just going to.
So is he going to stun this or screw this back a couple inches so he can roll the red in the middle, drop on the one above the yellow?
But honestly, because it's such a quick table, it's easy to overdo this.
Planet X15. This is being played at Players Pool Club in Newcastle under Lyme. So not the Newcastle of the northeast, the Newcastle near Stoke-on-Trent. Fantastic venue. It's Lee Kendall and Gareth Potts Club. This is where all the Supreme. Done a great job with the arena. Yeah, it's where all the Supreme Players Pool Series events are being played.
He's
underhit it. He's underhit it.
He just needs to make the pot, though, I think.
Where's the yellow going after the cannon?
Yeah,
it's not bouncing on and off
in
the way.
If he hits it full ball, it'll be okay. But if he gets it quarter ball, it could be interesting.
Could be in the way.
Anyone's game, definitely anyone's game. It's been a fantastic match. There's a massive crowd behind us now. There's at least 50 people in there watching.
And this is in the smallest part of the club as well for viewing. If this was in the main arena, this would be a 200-300 people watching this time.
You're very welcome, Planet X15. No problem. So he's got judges with playing with loads of right-hand side to try and just flick it away.
Just trying to flick the yellow away, isn't he? Because he's very worried about the yellow bouncing on and off the round, snookering himself.
That's the thing, and that's why playing it with side, he's trying to hit the yellow a bit more full in the face.
Yeah.
Because he catches it quarter ball, could go wrong, and he's missed the pot doing it. He's got a bit fortunate with second prize covering the black.
What I would say, though, is yellows are huge favourites because Craig has all the time in the world now, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's got a starter to the middle as well, so he can run. He can
start the one in the middle, and he can play a good snooker off down the one in bulk, and he's in total control of the frame.
The problem is playing a snooker is you probably think Mick's just going to roll him back in and give him, like, make him waste one because where the black is. Ideally, you'd try and want to get a yellow up here and get a safety. So then you can just get the yellow inside.
Yep, I agree. But I've got no problem with him putting the yellow in the middle and doubling the yellow on the bolt cushion down into play down here and playing the snooker of kind.
Just leaving the white
And
to
then
the
he's
side.
and he's into.
So I think that there's a gap
Is
here.
he playing a delicate snooker here? But that's not a snooker, is it?
It's not ideal. It's not bad.
But you know, if Mick does roll this red over the bag, is that really a telling shot? Not sure it changes the frame at all.
I think Mick's just going to probably roll it over the bag and double up where the black is, to be honest.
I'm not sure it changes the frame at all. I think
Doesn't
Craig
change.
just needs 2 on the black, doesn't he?
Does.
Or 1 good cannon.
I think he can't risk rolling onto the red near the black, can he? I don't think, because if you overhit it, which is easy to do on his table, like, because you're not going to get the snooker because of the yellow in the bottom.
I guess the only thing with what you're saying though, that shot, if he rolls to the red to the black, what is he leaving?
Just the yellow to the bottom right. I don't think you can get the snooker, can you? That's the problem.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking about the snooker. I'm thinking about developing it more.
Yeah. But do you risk that? Because if you free the black, you lose.
I don't think you do risk it, but I don't see any value in chipping the red over the hole because all you're doing is making it easier for Craig to snooker you.
What about maybe not the red closer to the bag, but not over the bag? So maybe just to the right-hand side of
I'll
the
tell you
red.
what will be interesting is to actually see what he plays because he has miles more clue than what me and you do.
Yeah, we're just guessing, aren't we, I think, to be fair. It's an interesting shot.
Yeah.
So we'll find out here. Because he's going for it. He's playing at so much side.
Oh, he's actually going for the finish here, isn't he?
And I think that was absolute crazy. I'll never doubt a shot, but I think that was a bad decision, to be honest with you. And is that a sign of him feeling a bit rattled, maybe?
I'm not sure, but
He's left taking an angle to go straight into the back, and he's not asking twice. He's going straight into it.
and that is a
And
great
he's played
shot.
an absolute great
What a
shot.
fantastic shot that is.
And he's on the yellow to the top. I think you've got to take it now, ain't you?
Yeah, you've never been on it better, have you?
No, I think you've got to take it. It's a bit unlucky, really, that yellow don't go in the middle, but I think you've just got to stun this in, get down,
What
bang it in.
I would say, not trying to cover him here, but
Yeah.
this finish is nowhere near as easy as it looks on the pool tape, on the camera at home, is it? Because he's got to play a lot of shots in the good shots in the
And
right
he's
order
cute,
here.
yeah. See, this is where you just want to get this out of the way and get the 2 at the bottom out of the way. I think go down. That's the shot. I think you need to go up. You want to leave one of these till last, don't you? I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think you want to screw up the table now. Well, I would. I don't know if there's a right or wrong, but I think
I suppose he's got two balls to leave last. It's the one in the middle, or one of
I
these.
think that's the right
shot.
I think that's the right shot, definitely.
If he gets up, that's.
And he's just landed a bit short, but I think you can take it leaving because you cover the bag if you miss it anyway, don't you? So
That's a bit unlucky because he's 3 inches in the middle of the wrong place anyway.
I
Because
think
if he's
still
on the
would
one,
take it because you're naturally on the yellow to
Yeah.
the top left anyway. So I think taking it, he's a great potter, isn't he? He just believes in his confidence. Yeah, and he's played a great shot again. And now it's just enough, I think.
he's just about okay, isn't he?
Would you drop it in and take the yellow long, or would you try and screw for the yellow in the
I
middle?
think the way I've seen him play is he screws for this back in the middle.
And he's had
Okay,
a bit of luck when
he's
it
okay.
mattered.
He's okay.
Still not easy. If you cut it in the middle, you're flicking the black. If you
I
go
think
long,
he's
you
got
need to deep screw it.
Yeah, I think if I was the potter that he is,
Deep
I'd
screw.
prefer playing this long and screw.
Long, deep screw off
Because
the
I just
in
think
and out of bolt.
I think he'll definitely get the pot if he plays it that way.
I think you
And then
have
it's
to.
just controlling the cue ball.
Deep screw. Here we go. Right, I'm
Here we
off the
go.
back
And
round.
this will get an absolute ovation, this will. Don't you worry about that.
Just needs to stay down on it, cue it, and he's played it brilliantly. And he's going on the hill. Who would have thought that from 8-2 down?
It's incredible scenes.
Mick to break. And Lakin's having a toilet break, so we're just going to take a break because we've got to get our breath. And later. So we're back. Mick to break, trailing 10-9 from 8-2.
Up.
Lakin is actually beating him 8-1 at this current time in the last 9 frames.
It's been an incredible standard, though, isn't it? He's made a ball.
He's made a ball.
And he's not gone in off.
And he's got a shout on yellows.
He'll play yellows, yeah. I mean...
Cannon first shot into the one bad yellow?
Yeah, I think so. Unless it goes anyway, it might pass into the opposite middle. I guess he'll have a better view of that than us.
Or drop the one in the middle and then play the plant and just nudge it then, possibly.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect him to get these wrong. But this is unbelievable, this match.
I think
what a game to commentate on.
Yeah, definitely. We've had a touch here, haven't we, really? I think the Calcutta's, the guy that's brought him in the Calcutta's going to be sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
He's
played what you said. He's played that well.
And he's on the one over the bag and the one to the bottom left, so...
So the ball like he'd want to leave last is obviously going to be the yellow by the black. He'd like to get straight to just float it in, leave the black in the middle.
Which means he may... This one to the bottom left, you'd want that out of the way quick as possible, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you could leave that as your last ball once you've moved that.
Yeah.
So
that's
he's going to clear these three now. Drop, drop, drop.
Yeah, to be honest, now that you've brought that up, that's probably the ball you'd like to leave last. The one nearest the red, where you can just get on the black in the middle very easily. You don't even have to be straight on the other yellow, do you?
It's just going to be top right, top left, middle, corner,
and then it'll be a case of
he's had a kick.
He's had a kick, but it's helped him.
It's helped.
But the question will now be, can Craig break like he did in the decider last night?
No pun intended, it's going to go hill.
Craig got taken to a decider last night in the main arena against Shane Thompson, and he produced probably the best break I've ever seen in a one-frame shootout of pool. So it'll be interesting to see if he can replicate that.
It's perfect here, isn't he? Just to stun over and then take the one next to the black next, and then just trickle in the other one to the bottom left, and then black in the middle. So
I think that,
Reggie is actually here. He's actually
commentators come out with crap like this all the time, but this match does deserve a decider.
Oh, 100%.
100%. It's been
the courage Lakin
best match
showed
of the tournament.
Just the class that he showed to come back.
It's been the best match of the tournament that I've seen by a mile.
100%. Nothing exciting, mate. And there we are. We are going hill with Craig to break. Good luck to both of them. There's not much more we can say, really. I think we've run out of words. What a game. As they say, they don't deserve to be a loser.
No.
If they both play anyone else, they win comfortably.
Yeah. Without question.
Dylan Leary's 5-4 down against Jimmy Croxton. Yannick's took a 7-5 lead for the French out there. Cole Sutton's on the hill. Jordan Church on the hill. Ben Davis only 8-7 down to Gareth Hibbert now. Pulled a massive comeback because he was like 5-1 down, I think. So Gaz Roy's 9-4. Ryan Pisani's still battling away for you, Mike. So he's all right. From 8-0, he's now 9-4. So, and Carlo Donohue's starting to get on top of Tony Halpin. Tony, I'll see him play this afternoon. He played very well. So here we go, ladies and gents.
Do agree with all, I mean, we're getting loads of comments on the commentary. Everyone explaining excellent game. What
it says it all, doesn't it?
It's been.
Hold on to your hats. Let's see what he can develop.
For those that haven't tuned in from the start of this match, it's been incredible.
Get back on YouTube and watch this one.
You could count on one hand the mistakes that both players have made between them. It's been phenomenal.
We go. Let's see what he's got. Just wants a ball, and he's dry. Would you believe it?
Wow.
And he's left the red to the middle, off the yellow, first shot to leave absolute drop-ins. Wow.
That is so unfortunate, and what a way to lose. What a way to lose.
Big bag. See you later.
He doesn't even have to play it. He will play it because it's just set, isn't it? But the red even goes long, doesn't it?
He's definitely playing it off the yellow 100%.
Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is.
Also, as an element of safety. I know he doesn't need it, but if he nudges it to the rail, it just takes a little bit of pressure off the finish, doesn't it? Like
it's just absolutely incredible. You couldn't have put them in a worse position.
What a time.
That's so unfortunate.
But we're saying in the last match, he's got to 10-0 and he
did break. Yeah. So this game is very, very fine margins, isn't it?
Definitely.
think what we will see is we will see Mick take his time on every single shot.
He
And
needs
he'll
to make sure of
and
this.
he needs
I
to
mean,
make sure.
because I know he's been through it and he's won so many titles and he's this and he's that. But when someone comes racing back at you like Craig's done, you still need to keep your
I did say earlier on
concentration.
commentary, he wouldn't have come across too many players like Craig that can do what he's done to him in this sort of short space of time.
Yeah, definitely. It's a shame it's ended on a dry break. It'd have been nice to see Craig have a go. To be fair, if he got a ball, I think he would have had more than a go because I think they'd have been gone. But I suppose that's the game.
I mean,
that's it.
What Craig needs to take out of this match, the evidence is there that
he can
compete with anyone in the world.
Well, especially as he was poorly yesterday as well, and he's battled through that.
I mean, this is not like Mick has played badly and made a game of it. He's not had a chance.
He's deserved everything.
From 8-2, Mick's made 1 or 2 errors, and it's cost him 6 or 7 frames, which is what we were talking about earlier on in commentary. What a fantastic game.
And this player is going to get a massive round of applause, I think, because it's a fantastic frame, fantastic match. And there we are, with a big crowd in the end. Unlucky to Craig, well done to Mick, and it's been a pleasure, peeps.
Been an honour, Dave. Thank you very much for letting me join you.
Good night, everyone. Take care. God bless.
Laters.
Bye.
Tonight. I'll write you 6 down.